Hey guys, it's Hoops Convo, and today we're going to be talking about how LaMelo Ball ended up what Lonzo Ball was supposed to be. Before we start, I really appreciate if you guys can hit that like, share, subscribe button. It helps out the channel for more future content. Coming out of UCLA, Lonzo Ball was one of the more hyped up prospects in the last decade. He had an all-around game, an excitement factor about him, and a guy who led UCLA back to the tournament. The main NBA comparisons he was getting at that time was Jason Kidd and even Magic Johnson.
Y'all about to see the best guard with Magic, what he was doing. He finna pass the torch to Lonzo. Lonzo finna step over him and be the best guard ever.
It kind of made sense because he was a big guard with a great feel and a complete game, but I feel like he was more of a connecting piece. While I think Magic Johnson and Jason Kidd were more offensive engines where you can give the basketball to them and they'll just make plays off the dribble, stuff like that. And that's not a knock against Lonzo. He's still a great basketball player that does a lot of the little things that get taken for granted. But he's 5 years into his NBA career and hasn't made an all-star game nor lived up to any of the hype. Injuries have played a big part in that too, but it's his overall lack of skill set that holds him back from becoming a star. Again, this is not a knock against Lonzo. He's a great player in his role who impacts winning. Capable three-point shooter, a good defender for his size, still great in transition, and a guy who teammates love to play with. So even if he didn't reach that star outcome, we're still talking about a guy with a high floor because he does a lot of things really well. Now let's talk about his younger brother LaMelo Ball, one of the more unique players in the league right now. This come up is interesting because he was the youngest brother to Lonzo, who at the time was viewed as a generational point guard. There was a lot of doubts about LaMelo because he went from playing high school to playing overseas in Lithuania, then he went back to US prep school, and then afterwards he went to the NBL. A lot of people questioned whether his basketball development was brought up right. It was never about his upside because, as I'm about to show you, both LeVar and Lonzo thought he had all the talent to be the best ball brother.
You ain't gotta play. Here, hold the ball, because you ain't used to it. And until you learn to be like your brother and play both ends, you're gonna be sorry as hell. You don't have enough of this killer in you yet. I don't see it. Melo understands that he has to grow up really fast if he wants to hang with his brothers. I can't treat him like a baby. So I treat Melo like a grown man. But it's going to take him some time. But in the long run, I guarantee you he'll be the best one.
I feel like especially Melo too, like being able to have two older brothers to kind of beat up on you, it probably helped him so much.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you look at just talent-wise, he got the most talent by far. I mean, it's not even close. And plus the height he's getting now, he just all of a sudden got to 6'6". I don't know how. Felt like he was like 5'10", when I was playing with him. So, I mean, the ceiling's up for him. The sky's the limit. Just making sure he just keeps his head on straight.
And because of that, he came into the league a little underrated as a prospect. I personally thought he should have been the number one pick because you don't see 6'8" point guards with his handle and creation ability come that often. The first 2 years of his career have been a success. Last year, he won Rookie of the Year, and this past season, he became a first-time All-Star. In the last 20 years, the only players to win Rookie of the Year then become an All-Star in year 2 are the following: LeBron James, Brandon Roy, Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, Luka Doncic, Ben Simmons, and LaMelo Ball. That's only 9 players in the last 20 years, so LaMelo is an elite company. It's going under the radar a little bit, but I feel like he can be a very special player. What LaMelo is today is what Lonzo was hyped up to be coming out of the draft. You just don't see players with his size, feel, and creativity for the game. It's like a modern day Magic Johnson. Now let's talk about the improvements LaMelo needs to make to take the next step. Really, the main weakness he has is the efficiency. I feel like he can take a step up in the shooting, and another thing is his finishing at the rim. He's not the most athletic player, so it kind of hurts him in that regard, but I do think he can get stronger, and as the personnel gets better on the Hornets, it should help him. If he can improve on those things, which is the efficiency, cutting down mistakes, and finishing at the rim, we're looking at a player who can average 23, 8, and 8 as soon as next season. Long term, I think LaMelo has a chance to be a top 10 player in the NBA. I know that might be an unpopular take to some people, but I truly believe that. This video wasn't made to bash Lonzo or anything. He's still a great player doing great things, but ultimately LaMelo Ball is the one who lived up to the hype. So do you guys agree with me or disagree? Let me know in the comments. Again, please like, share, subscribe. It helps out the channel and for more future content. And like I always say, we're called Hoops Convo for a reason. Thanks and take care.
Making his All-Star game debut and the league's reigning Rookie of the Year from the Charlotte Hornets.